Remember or not? Okay, let me show you. Okay, only 2% didn't attend, so those two, please catch up to question 18 on your own. These lessons are recorded and uploaded to our website 88tuition.com. You go to live lessons, okay, and then you put past lessons. Some are live lessons, some are past, which means we record and put them up, so you can find the recorded lessons there. Cool. And even those of you who have attended, I told you you must attend again to make sure all these things get knocked into your head like with a hammer. Because, right, let me tell you why these 3 days are important. Anything that you have been learning on your textbook and you're doing an assessment and uploaded to our website 88tuition.com. You go to live lessons, okay, and then you put past lessons. Some are live lessons, some are past, which means we record and put them up. So that's why the timer is there to run the clock down. If you saw that, you would have been racing against the clock, right? That's the exciting part. So who hasn't done the mock paper, go and try tonight. When you click on the try, it will show you a clock and you run down 45 minutes for you to finish the MCQ. Okay? Chloe, happy birthday. Yes, happy birthday. And you have been asking me where I am because last time I was not at this same place. Yes, the background looks very different, right, Chloe? Hi, Chloe. Yeah, you are still at home, but I've moved. I've come out of my home because the last time, yes, we shared about where I live and I showed you my view from the house. Today, I'm in the office. Yes, hopefully for the next 3 days in the office. Yes, this is how my office looks like. Very good observation, Chloe. Shall we do a few questions and see how fast we can go? Okay. The better behave you are, the faster you learn, the more I can cover today, and then the less we can cover, the less we need to do by the time we come to Monday. Okay, so like I said, my aim, you see, today's lesson is like what, 1 hour, 10 minutes. Okay, I'm trying to finish within 1 hour, 10 minutes. And we have the time shows 2:15, 2:14, 2:15. So we've got 45 minutes to hit 3 o'clock, which means in this time, please put this into perspective in your brain, you guys, 12-year-olds. In this time, you have to finish 28 questions, 28 of all these questions. That is if you are on your own, right, in the exam hall. But I don't think we can finish 28 because I'm going to ask you something throughout this period. So probably aiming at half, 19 to 20 questions will be fine. Okay, 28, half is 14, right? Yeah, but I still need to do paper B and all that tomorrow. Okay, so booklet B. So you need to finish around 20. Can cooperate? Okay, let's go. So we don't need to do the easy ones. We do the tough ones. And then we see where the tricky parts are. Are you ready to learn the tricky parts? See, say, if you're ready, you say yes in the chat group, then we start, okay? Number 1, okay, this one is about evaporation. Am I right? Okay, first we identify the topic. Then we say what are the factors that can affect. Okay, we need to know this at the back of our mind all the time. Humidity, or at our fingertips as we call it, humidity. Okay, these are the things, right? Area. Area of what? Okay, this part. If you are having tuition and a teacher asks you, or your class teacher asks you, you must straight away be able to write all the 4 factors that affect evaporation. How fast water evaporates from the surface of the container you have. You have done this in primary 5, I believe. Your teacher has told you to go home, put water in the container and sit there for a while and try and see which water evaporates first. And then you find that, hey, after 6 hours, the water still looks the same. Then you can start looking at these factors. Can I introduce some wind? Can I take away some humidity? Can I increase the area of the exposed area? Surface area, okay? Area of exposed surface. And can I increase the temperature? Maybe you put it in the sun and so on. Yes. So these things will affect the evaporation rate, right? So that's what they are giving in the question as well, but in a different way, not the same thing. Okay, but that does not mean they have the same heat. It means they have the same temperature. Guys, look out, okay? Is heat and temperature the same? Your teacher has tried to tell you this so many times. Heat and temperature is not the same. Okay, for example, you and I, you are smaller, right? You're 12 years old. I'm much older. I'm bigger in size in body. So I may contain a lot of heat, right? Because I have a bigger body, so I can put in more heat in my body. But then we go to the safe entry at Takashimaya, and then they take our temperature, right? Both our temperatures are exactly the same. Or I could even have lower than you, which means temperature is not the same as the amount of body heat that you have or the heat that you have. Okay, so temperature and heat is not the same. Heat is determined by how much body you have. For example, you look at object P and object Q. Object Q has a lot more body, a lot more surface volume, so it can contain more heat. It's the same for a beaker of water. So you have a beaker of water and a small beaker and a lot of small beaker and a big beaker, and then you pour boiling water into both at the same temperature, 100 degrees, right? But you know the one which has more water has more heat. Okay, case closed. That's all I want you to be aware of. If you know that, then you won't get tricked. So option D here, though many of you will say yes, correct, or say wrong, because you think it's 200, so you think it's wrong. That's the wrong answer. It should be correct. Why? Automatically a bigger body has more heat. If they are at the same temperature, has more heat. Okay. Of course, you cannot compare when they're two different temperatures. Huh? That's a different story again. Then you got to see which one is more temperature. Then you can't compare apple to apple. Then it's not a fair experiment, not a fair test, right? So that's why we introduce you to the fair test part. So fair test will determine whether one object has more heat than the other. Okay, so shall we close this question so we know that D will not confuse us, because we all have this knowledge today that object Q has more heat is correct. Okay, so C is the wrong one, and therefore, which one are we asking? Object Q has more heat than object P at the start experiment. Correct. Okay. Now question is, which of the following statement are most likely the correct one? Only C, is it? A and B, or A, B, D? A, B, D, right? Am I right? Good. Yeah. See, this is the second part. I was really going to write answer C, answer C is wrong. But that's not what they're asking. Huh? There are still second part to it, which is choosing one of the options, whether A and B only is correct or B and C is correct. So this is PSLE setting. PSLE setting always have double layer. Okay, when you have primary 1, primary 3 to primary 4, we don't give you double layer yet. Okay. Okay, before we move to the next question, some of you ask where to find this paper. Hey, come on guys, 2 days already, still don't know where to find this paper. You log into your 88 Tuition portal. You have all your lessons, right? On top, you will say my lessons, okay, my subjects, and you will say mock paper as well, right? So you just click on the mock paper. You will find the PSLE mock papers to English, Math, and Science. Good, Darshan, you found it. Very good. Okay, on. A layer of cooking oil was poured into the pond as shown in the diagram below. So where is the layer of cooking oil? Can you see it? Okay, in the exam, right, cannot see, just highlight with your highlighter. It's important to bring a highlighter. I've been telling this since yesterday. Bring a highlighter, bring a pencil, bring an eraser, okay? Make sure you have enough tools to do artwork a little bit. In science, you need a lot of artwork. You need a lot of drawing. If you have a lot of drawing and a lot of mess on your paper, means you're a very good student. Can I show you why? Okay, I'll show you why. See, I'm very messy. I got a lot of colors. I got a lot of markings, which means I'm a very good science student. Understand? If you don't do anything on your paper very clean, right, means you don't know what to do. You don't know how to answer. You don't know what to do on the paper, how to get your answer. So you're not doing any working. It's just like math, right? Math, you do a lot of working in order to arrive at the answer. Science, you have to do working as well. Okay, believe me. Okay, so otherwise, how are you going to analyze the question? Look at the amount of things on this paper. On 19, question 19. Okay, you have one paragraph on top, you have one picture, then you have another paragraph below, then you have another question. People who are not confident to draw on the paper, right, are going to cry and not be able to do anything. All right, going to be able to be confident, pick up the pen. Nobody is going to see these scratches. Okay, how do you answer MCQ? OTA sheet, right? Optical answer sheet, where you go in shade, right? They're only going to collect that, right? They're not going to mark this paper. So you can do anything you want to the question paper. Got it? All right, cool. So let's go through 19. Some frogs were found in the pond community and they lay eggs among submerged plants. Their young spend the whole time in the water. This is about, okay, let me clear up one misconception. Some of you feel, hey, this chapter I thought is taken up from our PSLE, you know, this common last topic, which is interaction with the environment. Okay, many parents, many students are asking me which is taken up, which is not taken up. Okay, just be careful. Okay, many of the things that you think is interaction with environment, just because there is a food chain, does not mean it's under the last topic that is taken. It can come under diversity, animals, community, habitat. It can come under energy, photosynthesis. When one animal consumes the other animal, it comes under energy, in the energy. Okay, so do not automatically think that a food chain question is out of your syllabus. Okay, so you got to be careful on that. So we will be looking at another food chain question later, and I'll explain further, okay, that these little segments are also in the other chapters, so you cannot ignore them just because one topic is taken up. Got it? Got it? However, there are specific parts in the last topic, interactions with environment, which are taken out and you don't have to know. I will cover that tomorrow or next week, because next week we are meeting again. Okay, see? Now, let's look at this. And before we carry on, we want to read the question, okay? It's a very good idea to read the question first to see what you want from us. Sometimes you read the question first, then you read the paragraph. It's okay. Which of the following statement is or are true? So, as usual, Ali does his magic trick of putting a tick on the true here. Can you all do that? Okay, you must always do that so that you know you're going to choose those that have the ticks only, right? That's good. Now we're going to read the statements. Here don't have 4 statements. So see, this is what you cannot make mistake. Don't close your eyes and even make a mistake and try to put these answers. Okay, sometimes you just find one answer and straight away put A, but you don't realize that your question answers has come from here. Okay, this is again the 2-layer thing we are talking about all the time. It's very common in PSLE. So we do that. There are 5 populations in this community. Are there 5? So like I said, this is regarding population, right? So population, they actually mix the question with population and also with a little bit of respiration and also diversity. So that's why it may have been straddling a few topics across the board. Okay, so let's look at what topic this is. This topic is population. So if you know the population topic, they will tell you population is made up of the same kind of species. So you must have frog, but you have tadpole also. Are they from the same population? Yes, it's just a baby and an adult. So they are one population. The other population is floating plant 1 and floating plant 2. There are 2 types of floating plant. If you can see, there are 2 types. So there are different populations. So that's 3. And the 4th type is the submerged plant. So these are the only ones that I see living in this habitat or community, right? How many? 4. All right. Okay, those of you who think my voice is too soft, please let me know. If it's not everybody, if it's only one person, that means you can just increase the volume. Maybe it's just your laptop or your phone, okay? Because some people saying, you're very soft. Maybe it's your speaker. If everybody else can hear me, find that problem, okay? Fine. So there are 4 population, therefore. Here saying 5 population, therefore, is wrong. Wrong statement, okay? The floating plants die after some time as they were not able to absorb water through their roots. Floating plants, can you see? Where does the water supply come from? That's highlighted in blue. Here, right? Water must reach the floating plants. They can reach the submerged plant, no problem. But reaching the floating plant is a problem now because there's a layer of oil there. Can water pass through oil? No. Remember, we learned this in materials as well. Okay, so they actually mixed up another topic from diversity, materials, liquids, whether they mix together, whether they can pass through each other. Water and oil don't mix, so they cannot pass through. Therefore, yes, the floating plants will have difficulty having water excess. So it's going to be difficult unless rain falls and a lot of it, which is not really possible all the time. So they need water. And now in this case, the poor plants cannot. So the floating plants will die after some time as they were not able to absorb water through their roots. It's a correct statement. Am I right? Let's go back to yellow. Yes, it's a correct statement. All okay so far. Give me a thumbs up. Say okay, let's continue. I don't want anyone to be lost here. So B is correct. C, the tadpoles will swim to the surface and breathe in oxygen from the air as there was not enough oxygen in the water. This is what a lot of you think, that this is a correct statement. Yeah, oxygen is out in the air. So since this oil is blocking, but oil will block pretty much anything, even oxygen. So yeah, very hard to get oxygen into the water right now, right? You are saying, okay, the tadpoles now right at the bottom are going to have to swim up all the time to get the oxygen, but still they swim up also is still not as much because the oil is blocking. Okay, where do they get their oxygen from? Who wants to answer? Put your hands up. If they cannot get it down, they will swim up. Am I right? Will they swim up to get the oxygen? Who's going to answer and say yes, it's going to swim up and get the oxygen? If you can't verbalize, you can't talk because you're having food in your mouth, you can type and say yes. Will the tadpole swim? My question is the tadpole, will the tadpole swim up to get the oxygen to breathe? Thank you, Abhinan. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Michen. They will not. They can just stay underneath, okay, and swim heavily. Correct. Very good. Why? There is enough oxygen supply in the water. Because why? Who can type? There's plants. Very good, Jamie. PY at Jamie. Very good. There are plants. The plants are the supply for oxygen. Do you know that? So you should have more plants in your bedroom, right? You have more oxygen, you become more healthy. Plants take in oxygen or give out carbon dioxide or take in carbon dioxide during photosynthesis. So they will have to photosynthesize, right? But then again, right? Do you think they can photosynthesize? Because there's a lot of oil. Do you think they will have light? Okay. Yes, light still can pass through. Okay. Don't tell me suddenly the underwater everything become dark. It won't become dark. Still light. You go and put some oil on top of your water. See if the water becomes dark or not. Dark environment. That means all light is blocked. No, there will be light still passing through. So light can still be absorbed. Photosynthesis still can go on. Oxygen can still be given out, and therefore the tadpoles still can breathe, and that's the answer. So this one, tadpoles can still breathe. So this is a wrong statement. So therefore, the only correct statement is B. Okay, nice. We move on.